If an architect asks many questions before sketching anything, that's actually a very good sign. Because good architects don't start with drawings first. They start with understanding. Good architects usually spend time understanding the project first before they move forward into the drawings. It's also very similar with understanding first you and your project before answering this. How much ba magpagawa ng bahay? This is the number one question I receive from all my social media accounts. But architects can't give you figures right away without understanding your budget, your site, your needs, and your preference. And even after closing a design project, walang instant sketches because we have to study and analyze the project first dahil hindi naman drawing lang ang ginagawa ng architect. Hi, I'm Architect Pia. Avoid million-peso mistakes and find out if you're ready to build or not by completing my build cost readiness check in the description box. A lot of people imagine architecture starts with instant creativity. Akala nila, meeting today, sketches agad tomorrow. Understandable naman because clients are excited to see the vision. But experienced architects slow things down first to take time studying and understanding your project and taking into considerations the planning codes and building codes relevant to the project. Most people don't always realize this. Questions are part of the design process. Actually, one of the most important parts. Because before designing anything, architects must understand first your lifestyle, your routines, your budget realities, your future plans, your family dynamics, the site conditions, and your operational needs. Without clarity there, even the most beautiful designs can disappoint you once you experience living in that designed house. Sometimes, client thinks architecture or hiring an architect is all about just creativity. But good architecture or hiring an architect is also a strategy. Because architects study the projects carefully so they can spot possible problems early before the actual construction starts. We had a client ask us to design their house expansion. But a few days later, they canceled because may nakausap na daw silang foreman who offered to do the design and build for them. And the foreman also claimed that he was an architecture graduate. Then, days later, the client sent me the floor plan na ginawa ng foreman. Can you see what's wrong in the floor plan? It was a very tight space, far from standard, far from the idea of being able to retire in a house comfortably after working in the US for 30 years. Sobrang sikip ng kitchen, even the fridge is blocking the stove area, tapos may spiral staircase pa na not at all senior-friendly. Here's the floor plan I made. See the difference? It has better foot traffic flow, better kitchen plan, better ventilation. A floor plan that was an outcome of understanding the client's need first, that was all based on our first meeting. It was not an instant sketch, but it was designed to make a retirement house a comfortable one to live in. Another thing I've noticed in many projects, projects become risky when people rush decisions too early. Just like kapag nagmamadali kang matapos yung plan because naaalis na yung time to understand, and ang usual na nararush is the design phase. And when that gets rushed, it will be obvious because construction magnifies unclear thinking during the planning stage. And that small planning gaps becomes very expensive during construction. Pag minadali ang plans, 90% of the time, palpak. Honestly, one of the most important parts of architecture or designing your spaces is listening well. Because every family lives differently, every property behaves differently, every project carries different emotional and financial realities. Good architects slow down at the beginning to understand the project deeply. That early clarity protects your budget, your timeline, and the final design. Don't forget to access my build cost readiness check in the description below before you decide on spending millions. In this build cost readiness check, you'll understand if you're really ready to build or not. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every week, I release design and construct lessons. So, see you again!